Blay Pibaro, Kanigade Apex News India, Kikbor Banpuli de Piba Corridor Marbo. Tungin Pechua, Shaki Mat Kibakongsan. Kikbor Kibabanya, Bantela Kam Yakikam Runar, Kibanang Kiu Persha, Yakikente Kana, Kasorkar Megahalia Kanbu Yaka CCTV, Hakisau Punyotili Ki Jaka, Hakaleng Kanong Ba Shilong. Kini Kipinya so bat ka Smart City Command Center. Umintri rangba ukong rat sangma ulapen benaya kani hadin ka jingyalang bat ki seng tre mon ngubha bat ki bor shnong.
We're very happy to have this meeting, which is called by the Chief Minister, and we appreciate the gesture because it's much needed to have these kind of conversations from the grassroots level as well as from departments and so on. And some important points were raised because what has been happening in society today, I think, warrants that kind of intensive kind of approach and also that commitment and seriousness to tackle the issues. So what has come about in the discussions that we've had related mostly to preventive kind of measures and how do we strategize and so on, and the role of the Dalbashnongs and the village youth and so on and so forth, which is so important. The certain infrastructures like CCTVs and street lighting, to be safe for everybody. That is one. And also these, the VDPs, to strengthen that because the government obviously can't handle it alone. We need a lot of support, And then of course from the women's group, they have done a lot of work, in the field, from their own localities and so on, regarding taking care of the children and so on and so forth. And then of course we touch on the role of social media and the need to be to have responsible reporting and all that, especially from YouTubers. It's a free country, okay, but at the same time, there's no responsibility. We hype up some issues more than they deserve, and then it has a negative impact. Like, for example, this mention thing, that means like murder for hire for a different reason. It's a cultural kind of belief, but that can prey on people's mind, and you can't think straight, in that way. So there's certain kind of responsible reporting that has to be there. And apart from that, we touch about, the role of, how I kind of raise this point, especially men for men, the gentlemen over here, that we should have these conversations with about youth, young men, mentoring we should be having, and also men also in general. They should talk about these issues that they think it's a woman's issue. But have these conversations and be real about it. So that and campaigns like street plays, which can go all around, to raise awareness, like use aggressively the tools of technology to reach that. So I'm happy about the outcome. I hope that some of it will. I know that the CM is probably quite committed to this, so we hope some more will make some positive outcomes come out of this. And thank you.
Ma'am, just one question from my end. Yes. This is from the government side. What about the side? What about your and ma'am? What are you planning to do with regard to the safety of?
In fact, what we've been discussing has already been in place. Like, for example, we're engaging with Darbashnongs and conversations with different localities. Since we can't go out there, we're calling them to the office in stages. The Mahilas, we'll be having one soon, and all the Senkantais and so on. Then consultations with Rambashnongs on issues like, for example, registration of this fluid kind of rural-urban flow. Sometimes we need to register, people who come there because we don't know. No? So that is one. And of course, we are already talking to a MASCOM in St. Anthony's, to have these small skits in place and all that, so that we can release it through our YouTube, that way. And research and data, nobody mentioned that. I didn't want to say that, but we are doing that because we can't strategize unless we have some solid data, So the whole other things, we can talk about this another time. Yeah. Thank you.
Umintri rangba kajila ukong rat sangma ula penlong ya kajing ya keren bat kinong ya lam shnong bat kinong ya lam niam hakaba ula khot ya ki ban keren halor ki kam runar persha ya ki kentei bat ki khana kum kajing pen khen hok kabajur baha. Ula kentu ya kajing ya trailang jong ka sarkar imlang salang nakabenta kajing syongsok syongsngan.
And the organizations and the government can work together to be able to achieve that goal. So that's really what the purpose of the meeting was. Very good suggestions came up where they have urged that more counseling centers and counselors should be in place so that these youngsters who require this support get that kind of counseling, which we have definitely noted down, and we are going to act on that. There were suggestions regarding going for very large-scale publicity and awareness programs regarding different issues related with youth and how we should deal with them, and information about different issues that the youths face in today's world. So that awareness can be done at different levels. So there was a lot of suggestions came up regarding that. There was suggestion, of course, also to put up a lot of CCTV cameras in different important locations, different localities, so that there would be a monitoring system, which again is something that we are already acting on. 48 localities have been contacted and the implementation has started. 7 have been completed and another 40 localities will be wired, and CCTVs will be active in about another 60 days time. And if there are any more localities which need to be covered, we will take necessary steps to do that also. There was also a suggestion that from safety point of view that street lights could also be improved. That is also a suggestion that we have taken very positively, and we will be taking steps to expand that network in collaboration with the localities. Also, there is I would like to appeal to the people at large. That today, because of the social media, a lot of false news and information also comes out. There are very quick, news that gets viral, which are unconfirmed news. And because of those unconfirmed news, suddenly you find the public reacting and community and locality, large crowds gathering and, blaming some individual just because what they saw on WhatsApp or what message they got on YouTube video. And because of which different kind of complicated situations come up, which could lead to law and order situation. And hence we should not start to just react to different videos, react to different messages on WhatsApp, or react to different videos on YouTube, and be careful as to what we do, because this will, as I said, lead to different kind of law and order situations in the state. So I appeal to the citizens that before we react, we should confirm any kind of information and not take the law in our hands. And whenever situation happens, we must trust our local leadership, the local darbars, the Rangbashnong, and inform the police about this information so that police can take the right steps. So that would be the appropriate way to go forward. So all those matters were discussed, and as I said, a lot of suggestions have come. We'll be happy to now take forward those suggestions and get some concrete action on the ground.
So, as a community, what can people do to curb this problem to safeguard the women and the children, sir?
As a community, as I said, from society point of view, clearly we realize that we need to get involved in the awareness programs. There are many areas in which we are not involved as a community, especially when it comes to social issues and and problems like these. So I think at large, awareness, of course, with proper training, needs to be there, and awareness among the community as to what is right, what is not right. Simple things like, for example, when somebody touches you, what is a right touch and what is not a right touch. These kind of awareness for a child is important. Information about also that when you're having problems or you have some concerns, who do you approach? So in those situations, parents play important role, elders play important role, and professional counselors play an important role. So this infrastructure, the system, and the social kind of a network needs to be created. And we are hopeful that with the suggestions that we have got today, we'll be able to take things forward.
Sir, as you rightly mentioned earlier, so many policies. So, as media, as a responsible media, what can we do, sir?
As media, I would definitely urge the media as well as the individuals who have different channels, YouTube channels of their own, who are not maybe proper or certified journalists, even those, I would request that we need to be responsible. Just because we would like to get some kind of sensational news and we would like to see our channel get higher numbers, we risk putting information which is unconfirmed and point fingers at individuals, which then can come turn into a mob situation where crowds can swell up and law and order situation could break down. So therefore, it is absolutely necessary that the media, the press, and individuals who are involved in social media must act very responsibly when they post different kind of news, and don't post news where you have no confirmed information, because your news or your updates could lead to
Kadisi ka East Khasi Hills, ka Kongrosita, Kurba, Kalasha Banplik Mardor Yakidukan, Hama Hadif Koladam. Hadin balami ka Dorcas, Jong ka Welfare Trust, kahukum kadangne hadu banda pinbana da kumweipat. Menta kasngi, umentri rangba ka jela Meghalaya o Kongrat ki sangma, ulapli padba ya ka synthetic football troop, kabalashna thamai Hamadan Center Playground Kharbuli Nongkrem, ha East Khasi Hills. Haka jingyadan lang umentri ka tanad ya lekay, uba white line miki shila.
The State Sport Council of Meghalaya, under scheme funded under Khelo India, providing an installation of synthetic football turf, including construction of sub-base retaining wall, drilling, chilling, fencing, slab drilling, VIP rostrum, complex dressing room extra at Madan Center Playground. We are also acknowledge the fact that may I request all the invitees
to help and nurture and provide opportunities for our youth. And hence, while we invest in education, while we invest on our roads, while we invest in different aspects of the economy, we must also invest in different avenues for our youth. Sports is a very, very important part of a young person's life. Sports is not just about enjoying the game, but sports is a way of life. Sports teaches you to be a disciplined person. Sports teaches you to be a hard-working person. Sports teaches you to be a sportsman in terms of the spirit. To be humble when you win and take defeat in the best possible manner and learn from it to become better. And hence, for our government, we have been investing in sports like never before. I'll be happy to tell you, 70% of the sports infrastructure in the entire state, from the moment our state was born, that means in the last 52 years, 70% of the sports infrastructure was created in the last 7 years.
Menta kasngi Menteri Rangba ka Jilla Meghalaya ukongrat ki sangma ulalet banyashim benta ha ka jingrakhe penkut jong ka Platinum Jubilee ha nongkrem Government Upper Primary School ha East Khasi Hills. Ula ai khuble ya ka school na ka benta ki nyopusan snem balalit no da ka ba ai khuble ya ki jingno senyang jong ki nong penyat school ki nong hikai bat ki samla puli ha ka ba penwan dor ya ka school.
Computers that you want as well as a smart class that you want, all of them will be provided through the Chief Minister's Special Development Fund. I will give the fund myself for my scheme and I would want to see this implemented immediately. Our officials are here sitting right in front of me. I request you to kindly coordinate with the headmistress, get all the documents that are required, and we will ensure that the computer room, regarding computer teacher, of course, I'll have to speak to director and work on this, but at least the room and the work for the computers as well as the work for the smart classroom can start immediately. So I once again would like to thank all of the inspector. He was sharing with me, sitting right next to me, so we were talking. And it touched my heart. It did. When he told me that, sir, after my duty is done, or whenever I get a chance, I go and I motivate the children. It's not his duty to go, but he does it. Because he sends and sees a sense of purpose in what he's doing. That he is here to transform lives. I've always believed in that, but when you hear the team talking like that, as I said, the head of the government, it gives me a lot of satisfaction to see that this spirit and this commitment that is there is in the whole system. I see that in our director, I see that in our officials, and in all of you. So therefore, I will not take much time, but I really felt that education and, as I said, human resource development, difference that we all would want. I've seen the memorandum that has been submitted by the school. I will not be able to answer straight away.
Menteri ki kampo iyeng ka sarkar pedeng. Amit Shah ulapoy siya bihar na kabenta laisni. Uloong ba ka sengtauan ka NDA kan saraya Menteri Rangba ka Jilla Banwan. Usha ulayaro ya Nitish Kumar kum unong yalam socialist uba kung san bat uba penlong ya ka jingyalang bat kinong tre ka BJP. Ka jingyakan ad hapedeng ka Pakistan bat ka Afghanistan kalakam jem hadien ka jingyakan ad hakaput kabal lapanyap ya kibrio. Ka Pakistan bat ka Afghanistan kila menjer ban sange ya siat chipor. Baro arliang mamla kin penlong ya ka jingyakren kabahe hadoha Qatar. Katay ka jingyale kalami hadien ba kisipay Taliban kilahir thma ya ka ktem ay jinghikai jong kipulit jong ka Pakistan. Kum ka jing penchitam ben halor ka jingsha thambor ling sun.
Explosions rocked the Afghan capital, which Taliban authorities blamed on Islamabad. In response, Taliban authorities then launched an offensive along Afghanistan's northeastern border. Exchanges of fire on Saturday evening killed dozens of people and wounded many others. Pakistan's foreign minister expressed his concern on social media.
Unprovoked firing and raids along the Pakistani-Afghan border by the Taliban government is a serious provocation.
Hundreds of people fled the fighting, and both sides claimed the other suffered heavy casualties. Hospitals were struggling to cope with the number of victims.
It was around 4 a.m. when the fighting began. Most of the wounded are children, and 90% of the casualties are civilians, including women and children. We have, thank God, prepared the ambulances, and all the injured are treated here first and then transferred to Kandahar city.
On Wednesday, Pakistan security sources said the army targeted an armed group with precision strikes in Kabul, as well as Afghan Taliban bases in Kandahar. Islamabad has long accused Kabul of harbouring the Pakistani Taliban militant group known as the TTP, which regularly carry out attacks on Pakistani territory, something which the Afghani Taliban authorities deny.
Kajing batay bom ha kapor mit ha kaktem shipay kako pathar ha district Tinsukia jong ka Assam kalapin sa priang ya kajing siir. Laingot ki shipay kilaman sao. Kajing kanra kadang ya chakmat bat ki he sarkar ki suba ba kakenhon leno Alpha Independent kadon kti.
असम के काकोपथार में देर रात भारतीय सेना की चौकी पर आतंकियों ने बड़ा हमला किया है। हमलावरों ने सेना शिविर को निशाना बनाते हुए 3 UBGL ग्रेनेड दागे और उसके बाद लगातार आधे घंटे तक गोलीबारी की। सूत्रों के अनुसार हमलावर एक ट्रक में डूमडूमा की दिशा से आए थे और हमले के बाद अरुणाचल की ओर फरार हो गए। घटना में भारतीय सेना के 3 जवान घायल बताए जा रहे हैं। पूरे इलाके में सुरक्षा बलों ने सर्च ऑपरेशन शुरू कर दिया है और सीमावर्ती इलाकों में हाई अलर्ट जारी कर दिया गया है। खुफिया सूत्रों के मुताबिक इस हमले के पीछे उल्फा स्वतंत्र संगठन का हाथ होने की संभावना जताई जा रही है।
Ka India kalatam ya ka China banlong ka kenhun sipai lingsun ka balay ha ka perthai hadin ka US bat ka Russia ong ka kai port jong ka WDMME.
How long will it take Hamas to disarm, and can you guarantee that is going to happen?
Well, they're going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm, and if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you, but if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games.
Hadin ka jingkiw dor jong kaksiar ha kasngi baar baladap. Menta kasngi kalahir dor kandian. Hadel hi kaksiar ka baar pusaw karet kalahir shaka shilak ar pukhandai hajar sanspa prakho tingka haka shipogram. Kador jong karuparu kalahir kandian. Badda kitu ki kubor nila poy siya kabakod, tadhado bangin daya siyambiyang kublay shibun.